everyone, welcome to yet another episode of SprEnglush. So today we'll delve into a basic yet quite critical and indispensable aspect of not just language learning but overall personality grooming. That is vocabulary building. So here in this video I'll be discussing three things. The first one, why is vocabulary building critical for children? Number two, we'll be looking into a few common errors made by teachers all across while teaching vocabulary building. And the third, a few SprEnglush expert tips for the parents, teachers, and the learners. First thing first, why is having a rich vocabulary critical and indispensable for having an overall polished and groomed personality? Words empower children to make sense of the world around them. A wide vocabulary helps the child to put his emotions into words, imagine and wonder. Strong vocabulary is critical for success in school and beyond. For instance, a wide vocabulary has been correlated with success in standardized tests such as GREs, SATs, CATs, and so on. Helps build child's confidence. For instance, if while reading a child comes across a word that he's familiar with, he'll have a boosted sense of confidence to read it out aloud in comparison to coming across a word that he's never been exposed to before. Thus, it is essential that you, as a parent, help your children learn and acquire new words day in and day out. Next, we come to few common teaching mistakes made by teachers all across. Having been in this field for quite some time now, we ourselves have come across teachers who, though spirited enough, make these basic mistakes while teaching vocabulary to their students. Number one, assigning too many words at one time. Now, as teachers, when we aim at making the vocabulary a part of our learners' day-to-day conversation, the pace needs to be gradual. It cannot be a sudden deluge of words for the child. Number two, teaching vocabulary words out of context. Now this is for the teachers. The more situation specific and usage inclined our vocabulary teaching is, the better is the retention of the learner. Number three, expecting the learner to remember and apply the vocabulary words correctly after just a single exposure. Number four, vocabulary building is supposed to be the most interactive aspect of language learning and communication. So please, dear teachers and parents, do not make it a dull, boring, monotonous topic that kids want to avoid. Number five, altogether skipping that conscious effort towards vocabulary development of the learner. That's injustice to the child's language development. And now, the much awaited SprEnglush expert vocabulary tips for the parents, teachers, and the learners. Number one, making conversation a priority, be it teacher to student, parent to child, or peer-to-peer kind of interaction. Number two, read together. And having said that, do not just read the school books. Read any random books, articles, or magazines on topics that interest your child. Number three, what's better than adding fun to learning? So play word games to enrich your child's vocabulary. Number four, introducing word of the day for your child will introduce him to new words day in and day out. And not just this, make it a ritual wherein he has to use that word in context a targeted number of times. This will have his diction apt and wide. Finally, number 5, write for pleasure. Dear parents and teachers, encourage your student or child to write for pleasure on any topic, any subject that enthuses and interests him. This will not just help his expression grow, but will even teach him how to use the words at the right place in the correct sense. And just for your information, before winding up, a regular SprEnglush learner imbibes around 40 to 50 vocabulary words a month. And this number is just hinting at the direct vocabulary that has been put in by the teacher, not yet counting the indirect one that comes to the learner through greater exposure to the language. So that's it for today's video. Hope the information given by SprEnglush was useful to the parents and the teachers alike. See you again in the episode to follow. Keep learning, keep growing.